Before I get into the video, I want to say I'm planning on doing a Q&A next video. So if you guys could leave some questions in the comments, whether it's about the build, about me, or anything you might have in mind, uh, go ahead, please do that. Appreciate you. Holiday has been nerfed pretty heavily. She no longer has a stun on her bounce pad. The bounce pad cooldown is a little bit longer as well to make room for the first upgrade. She has 20 less damage on the powder keg, and yeah. Alright, so this is the new build. You can just look up new Nat Love Holiday, and this is the build ID if you want to see it. This build, still Spirit. Um, I guess it's a little bit more gun oriented, but that's not the point. The point is the change in how you play. Holiday can no longer stun, meaning the follow-ups you can do after you land is limited, in the sense that the enemy are still free to do whatever they want. They are knocked up, but a lot of the times they're still going to be able to either dash out or like warp stun away, or just shoot back at you. So this is gonna revolve around catching them off guard when you can, and entering team fights smart, and making sure that you're contributing a lot. I think as Holiday gets nerfed and nerfed more and more, her value as someone who can just go in and 1v1 someone definitely has gone down in that aspect, but she can still do it. I just think she's more suited for team fights and things of that nature. So that's why I got Alkfire here and a couple other things. I just want to go over everything that I have for this build. Before, you could just, get away with going up in the air. If you had Warp Stone, go Warp Stone. But if not, you don't really need to. Just go down and do your normal combo, which is pad, and then cold front, throw your bomb, and then melee. No longer it's stunned, so you can't follow up with some shots when they can't do anything, or even follow up with a melee anymore. It's just not as viable. So what I have chosen to do is use Phantom Strike and Alkfire, so you get a slow disarm, and then you also get a lot of extra damage with this Alkfire. Alkfire is always good to have, especially when you get higher up in ranks. There's going to be a lot of people carrying Alkfires, and every fight's going to have a lot of purple on the ground. So this is going to be, you're going to be one of those people that are in charge of having Alkfire, whether it's for objectives or team fights. So now, what it's going to look like is around the 18k soul mark. So when you're gonna get Phantom Strike, and what you're gonna do with this is, instead of going up in the air and just landing, you're gonna go up in the air, throw your Outfire, and then slam down with Phantom Strike. So that's what it looked like fast, and I just want to break it down real quick. So it's gonna be a little hard for the Outfire to hit if you're going into it just straight head on 1v1. That's why I say you should be playing with a team and going at certain angles. So this is just obviously an example, but there's an obstruction right here. You could pass over and then quickly catch your opponents off guard with that. Generally, you just want to go for off angles when you're doing all of this, because you don't want to be seen very easily. But to break it down step by step, you're going to press 2, which is your bounce pad, go your Fire, and then there's actually two options that you can do before you with Phantom Strike. You can either pop your cold front first and then Phantom Strike. It'll still apply, similar to how Lash works. You cold front and dash down. Or you could do what I do, which is you cold front and then bomb after. But it's a lot more buttons you have to press after. I'm just more used to it. So what the after is there. And since you're already in the air still from being on the bounce pad, you are still in the air when you throw your bounce pad, meaning you can melee it and instantly arm it. So that's what it's going to look like. As soon as you Phantom Strike, you want to throw your bomb out and then light melee it. And then if you're doing the after method, you're going to want to cool front as well. So that's what it's going to look like. And during that little process, they're going to be disarmed and slowed. Where I think there could be an improvement in the build is, like acquisitions of, tier 6s earlier on, so like Leech and Escalating Exposure, or just generally more items, because this build doesn't use a ton of flex slots when you really are using it correctly. Like at 22,000, you're not using any of them, and then here you get your first one, and then there's your second. So I think that could be improved, that I'll probably work on. I do like things like Surge of Power on my 1. I definitely like that. I was also maybe thinking about Torrent Pulse, but I feel like it's maybe a little bit melee orientated, so maybe not. But still work in progress. Still working on. I just wanted to get something out to you guys because this is what I've been playing with. So a lot of these end game upgrades are just upgrades of things you already have. So that's why down here I have like just a category called ultra late game, because if you're this late into the game, you can pick up any of these and they're gonna be pretty good. But yeah, I haven't put like a ton of time into this build. I want to say maybe like maybe 6 or 7 games. But definitely just iron out the kinks and stuff like that. But yeah, once again, if you guys want to just go look it up, just look up new Nat Love Holiday, and then this is the build ID as well. I appreciate you guys. Once again, if you guys have questions for me, I'm planning on doing like a Q&A, so leave them down in the comments below. And yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
There's no running from. They're tied up. Oh my God! Shoot them before they escape. Setting up a bounce pad. I got something for you.
Guardian on green.
Furnace. Bounce pad's down. Phantom strike. Will someone shoot him already? They're here somewhere. Ready to move. There's no running from. I can't hold them for long. Hope I got this position right. I got something for all of you.
Going in.
Phantom shoot them before they escape. Throw the barrel.
Pick a price and price, 100